wish to withdraw his amendment? Oh, sorry, I hadn't seen. Yes. Your Lordship's pleasure. Sorry.
My Lord, I'm very grateful to Noble Lord Dubbs for his support for my motion K1, even though I suspect we would both prefer his stronger motion. I also do welcome the government amendments that would allow an unaccompanied child to seek bail after 8 days if they've been detained for removal. I do struggle to see why similar rules should not apply to all children, and hence motion K1 in my name seeks to rectify the unreasoned omission of children here with their families. It proposes a 24-hour extension to the current statutory 72-hour time limit for detention of children with families. Hence, the detention of these children will not be indefinite, but for no more than 96 hours, or, if the Minister personally approved it, for no more than 7 days. It seems to me this is a fair and a reasonable change, and I would urge the Government to seriously reflect upon it. I really can't see that it's morally unjustified not to have equal provisions for children within families to those who are alone. One child is not different from another, and, my Lords, it remains the fact that the institutional nature of detention affects both the child's physical and mental development, and it leads to their significant emotional and psychological regression. These impacts, which were witnessed often in children prior to 2010, were not limited to unaccompanied children. All children suffered under a regime which this government is now proposing to reintroduce without limit for unaccompanied children. My Lords, I cannot accept that it's right to be prepared to lock up these children for an indefinite period simply because they happen to arrive with families when we know those grave consequences. The evidence hasn't changed. How can it now suddenly be tolerable? I'm grateful the government has agreed to retain the existing limits on the detention of pregnant women. Thank you for that. Yet as soon as a mother has given birth, the government seems prepared to detain both her and her newborn child indefinitely. Really? Hence, my Lords, I am minded in due course to test the opinion of the House on this matter, and I will also be supporting J1 in the name of the noble Baroness Mubarak, who is, as we all know, an admirable champion of children's rights. Yeah. My Lords, N2 on unaccompanied children in this group is also in my name, and as my Right Reverend friend, the Lord Bishop of Durham, argued at report, the Home Office has neither the expertise, knowledge or experience to look after children. The Child Rights Impact Assessment admits that the Home Office are, and here I quote, still working through the operational processes relating to unaccompanied children and the circumstances in which we will use this vice versa power. My Lords, just this last week, in the now notorious Mickey Mouse fiasco, to which other noble lords have already referred, let's see how many times it comes up tonight, we've seen the well-being of children sacrificed in the pursuit of the wish to appear intentionally unwelcoming to children who will be way beyond frightened and scared. It's hard to avoid, my Lords, the conclusion that the Home Office lacks the basic humanity required, even the understanding of what it means to be a vulnerable child. However, whilst I strongly urge the Government to reflect further on this matter, I'm not going to be testing the mind of the House on N2 tonight.